Welcome to English Power Hour's grammar lessons. In this lesson, you will learn about the past simple tense, which is also known as the simple past. You will learn the grammar and how to use the tense. And at the end of each lesson, there will be some quizzes for you to practice with. Enjoy your lessons. Let's get started. The past simple tense. When should I use the past simple tense? This is a basic past tense. We use it whenever we want to talk about the past, and we don't have any special situation that means we should use the past perfect, present perfect, or past continuous. We use it with finished actions, states, or habits in the past. When we have a finished time word, such as yesterday, last week, at 2 o'clock, in 2005. For example, I went to watch a movie last night. We spent a lot of time on that project. Number 2. We use it with finished actions, states, or habits in the past, when we know from general knowledge that the time period has finished. This includes when the person we are talking about is dead. For example, Leonardo painted the Mona Lisa. The pirates sailed the seas. Number 3. We use it with finished actions, states, or habits in the past that we introduced with the present perfect or another tense. This is something called details of news. For example, I've hurt my leg. I fell off my bicycle when I was going downhill. I've been on vacation. I went to England and France. Number 4. For stories or lists of events, we often use the past simple for the actions in the story and the past continuous for the background. For example, she went to the coffee shop. People were chatting and music was playing. She sat down and ordered a cup of coffee. Number 5. We use the past simple to talk about things that are not real in the present or future. So we use it with the second conditional and after words such as wish. For example, if I won the lottery, I would buy a new car. I wish I had more time. How to form the past simple tense. It is similar to the present simple because it has different rules for the verb be, which becomes was or were. The past simple with be. Here is how to make the positive. Positive with be. I was cold. You were tired. He was in the garden. She was late. It was sunny. We were on holiday. They were hungry. To make the negative with be, just add not. Negative with be. I was not sleepy. You were not on the bus. He was not at school. She was not late. It was not cold. We were not at work. They were not tired. Negative contraction, short form. I wasn't sleepy. You weren't on the bus. He wasn't at school. She wasn't late. It wasn't cold. We weren't at work. They weren't tired. How to make questions. To make a question, just like the present simple, we change the position of was, were, and the subject. Here are the past simple yes or no questions with be. Yes or no questions with be. Was I sleepy? Were you late? Was he at the cinema? Was she kind? Was it hot? Were we hungry? Were they at work? And the same WH questions with be. The question word just goes at the beginning. Everything else is the same. WH questions with be. Why was I sleepy? Where were you? When was he at the cinema? How was she? How was it? Why were we hungry? When were they at work? The past simple, simple past with other verbs. We make the past simple just like the present simple, except we use did instead of do or does. It is really easy because did doesn't change, even with he, she, or it. The positive. We usually make the positive by adding ed to the infinitive. For example, play becomes played. However, there are some verbs that are called irregular verbs. For example, go becomes went, and run becomes ran. Positive with other verbs. I walked, regular. You played, regular. He cooked, regular. She listened, regular. It rained, regular. We ate, irregular. They drank, irregular. Negative. I did not walk. You did not play. He did not cook. She did not listen. It did not rain. We did not eat. They did not drink. Negative contraction, short form. I didn't walk. You didn't play. He didn't cook. She didn't listen. It didn't rain. We didn't eat. They didn't drink. Questions are also very easy. All you have to do is put did before the subject and the infinitive after it. Here are the yes or no questions. Yes or no questions. Did I walk? Did you play? Did he cook? Did she listen? Did it rain? Did we eat? Did they drink? To make a WH question, of course, put the question word at the beginning of the sentence. WH questions. Where did I go? What did you play? What did he cook? Why did she listen? When did it rain? Where did we eat? How did they travel? How to pronounce ed at the end of a verb. Here is some help if you are not sure how to pronounce ed at the end of a verb. It is difficult to know how to pronounce ed in English because it's pronounced in 3 different ways. It depends on the letter before. The 3 ways are id, like in painted, d, like in played, t, like in hoped. The most important thing to remember is, if the verb has a d or a t sound before ed, you need to pronounce it id. If it doesn't, don't pronounce the extra syllable. Be careful. It's the sound, not the letter. Decided is pronounced decide-id, even though decide ends in e. Because we don't say the e, so the last sound is d. For example, wanted, ended, decided, admitted, suggested, recommended, hated, intended, started. For the other 2 sounds, you don't say id. For example, stopped, never stopped. If the word before ed ends in the sounds p, f, s, ch, sh, k, then ed is pronounced t. For example, p, stopped, f, laughed, s, promised, ch, watched, sh, finished, k, walked. For all the other words, ed is pronounced d. For example, allowed, cried, enjoyed, cleaned, imagined. Remember, it's really important to know the verb forms well, so you can make the tenses without thinking or translating. If you know how to make the tenses very well, you can concentrate only on choosing when to use them, which is more difficult. Let's practice with some exercises in the past simple tense. Click on the exercise link and answer the questions. Good luck! Need more practice with other grammar tenses? Get more grammar lessons with our online courses by clicking on the following link. See you in the next lesson.